So I finally just got around to seeing The Fall Guy, which is getting a lot of great reviews, but sadly disappointing box office results. And I came in with a very curious mindset because this is like Ryan Gosling's first major role since Barbie, in a major blockbuster film. But having now just finished the movie, I can say that safely that you definitely need to check this movie out.
I'll buy you a drink when this is over. Engage your core.
Yeah, boy! Stunts!
Let's do it later. Want to go to a beach somewhere?
Drink a spicy margarita.
Make some bad decisions.
Yes.
The Fall Guy is about a stuntman who is fresh off an almost career-ending accident, who has to track down a missing movie star, solve a conspiracy, and try to win back the love of his life while still doing his day job. Speaking of Ryan Gosling, I thought he was great in this movie. I was very worried at first that he was just going to come in and play Ken from Barbie, which, don't get me wrong, I like Ken. I thought Ken was funny, but I didn't want Ryan Gosling to be typecasted in that type of role, and I think that Ken as a persona would get very annoying very fast. And I'm glad that I was wrong. That was not the case at all. No, instead he still plays a very funny character and there's a lot of humor, but the humor really comes to him being like this very down-to-earth, chill guy in a very extraordinary situations. It's more comparable to the dude from The Big Lebowski, if anything, which I loved. What makes it even better too is that when the situation calls for it, when there's a more tense scene or a more sad, emotional scene, Ryan Gosling is able to drop down that comedic side of him and show a little bit more vulnerability, which makes the character more believable, gives the character a little bit more depth, and also not making him into a cartoon character that I feared that he was going to be. The action was also great, which it should have been given the premise of the entire film, but it was cool seeing a lot of these practical action set pieces. It was really well directed, well choreographed. The film even plays with the idea that this character is a stuntman on Hollywood movies, so because of that, you get these very creative big action set pieces, as well as like these low-key situations where the character creatively tries to get out of the situation with his stuntman experience. Story is also really good and fun. It really balances the action mystery plot with the romantic subplot of these two characters who are trying to learn to love each other and trust each other after a big breakup. And both were well executed and engaging in their own right. And on top of that, the film kind of gives you like these narrative twists to keep you on your feet and makes the film much less predictable and stale. And therefore more entertaining to watch for sure. Overall, what I really liked about this movie was that it was just a very fun summer blockbuster, the type that I kind of was used to watching grow up as a kid, like Pirates of the Caribbean or something. Just very simple but fun action that's really well directed with lovable characters and great performances, as well as a story that gives you everything that you would want from it and pieces it all together in a very satisfying manner. It's not trying to reinvent the wheel, but it delivers on that premise, which I love, and it's like refreshing to see something like that again in an age where we're getting mostly like these very big franchise and superhero type films that you can tell are just there to make a quick buck. My only nitpicks with this movie, one of them would be kind of the humor. The movie's still funny, as I said before, but sometimes the movie falls into that trap of that snarky, awkward MCU stammering humor that I absolutely detest, but it's so few and far between that it doesn't ruin the movie for me at all, but I still kind of take note of it. The other thing too is I wish the film was a little bit longer. I wouldn't have mind seeing more of this fallout between Emily Blunt's character and Ryan Gosling's, which would have made Emily Blunt's character's animosity more believable or more sympathetic. Well, that's just me personally. Additionally, I would have liked to see a more extended ending or epilogue where we could have seen the fate of the antagonist, and we kind of do in a very funny gag, but I wouldn't have mind seeing just a little bit more. Besides that, honestly, The Fall Guy is a great, classic, summer blockbuster action fun. It's very sad that the film is performing the way it is at the box office. And between that and Furiosa's box office performance, which is also a disappointment, I think that it shows that people just want to wait for these movies on streaming and they're not really going to go out to the movie theater unless it gets big hits on social media, which that seems to be the only unifying variable for the movies that have succeeded these past couple of years. So if The Fall Guy is in theaters, go check it out for sure. If not, definitely rent it because it deserves your support, it deserves your view. It's a very great, solid film. So overall, I'd give this film 4 out of 5 stars. It's a strong film that definitely deserves viewership, and I think you'll like a lot.
We're gonna surround him.
And we beat the shit out of him. Shit.
One last stunt. Going down in a blaze of glory.
Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you thought of this movie, or if you haven't seen it, do you plan on seeing it? Make sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe. I'll see you next time.